welcome, and thank you for joining me to chat about Skye Hoshi.
I'm so excited.
For those who don't know, this is Olivia Roldan, Skye Hoshi herself, and an incredible actor who we've worked on so many projects together now.
Yes, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
Breaking the fourth wall. Hello. Thanks for joining. Welcome to the Pure Magic living room.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here. So right before we started this episode, I saw the first 10 minutes of Skye Hoshi. Oh.
Nuts. Yeah, we literally watched the first, I think it was 12 minutes of Skye Hoshi Anime Girl. 2. The sequel. Anime Syndicate Strikes.
Yes.
How was it? What happened? What happened over here?
Man. What a tease. It's torture. It's brilliant. It's hilarious. It is... I can't wait to see the rest. I'm just so excited. I saw the first 15 and you guys are going to be blown away. Like the production value alone is going to, it's next level. This whole film is super elevated.
It really is. It really is elevated. That's something that I'm like really excited about. I feel like the goal was to like take Skye Hoshi 1 and everything we love about it and then be like, okay, let's just like see how big we can push it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, this movie...
But you get that in the first 15 minutes.
I know, it's crazy.
You could already see how big it is.
Yeah.
From the convention.
Yeah, so, no spoilers. It's the first, 5 minutes of the movie. You'll be okay.
It's literally the first, yeah.
But we're at Rhode Island Comic Con, and it's, huge. There's so many people, and there's, a Skye Hoshi contest, cosplay contest, which was, super fun to film. And, yeah, and then there's, all these fun scenes. You get to, revisit all of, the original characters, and then there's, some new characters. It's so fun. It's so fun to revisit a story that I love so much and that we've spent so much time with to step into that and be like, okay, let's do a sequel. It's just really fun. So I think the first 10 minutes is there's a lot of comedy.
A lot of
good setup.
Yeah.
What's something that kind of stuck out to you for that hit you?
There are some callback moments, and that's the first thing I said as I was watching. I was like, okay, callback moment. I will just say, without giving any spoilers, in the first film, if you haven't seen it yet, there's a whole part where Skye is at Anime NYC, and she says, this feels just like home, and she's seeing it for the first time, and there's a part in Skye Hoshi 2 where there's a little callback to that, which I love. I love little callbacks to the first film.
Right.
It's some of my favorite.
There's a crazy amount of callbacks to the
Crazy amount of callbacks,
I tried to do, this weird, dance between, doing a ton of callbacks to the original, but also, making it so that if you never saw Skye Hoshi 1, you could enjoy this film as a standalone piece.
Yes.
And so Skye Hoshi 2 is definitely a sequel. Yeah. But it is its own film too, which I think is really cool. So I try to dance that line. Yeah. And I think so far it's working.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
So far you watch it and you're like, fun. I like it. Whatever. And then if you know it, you're
if you know
extra layer.
There is an extra layer. Yeah. I would definitely encourage you to watch the first one. You don't have to, but it's definitely fun. Yeah.
What was it like? Obviously, doing Skye Hoshi 1, we're creating a brand new anime character.
Yeah.
All of the things that go with that. Now stepping into Skye Hoshi 2, what was it like becoming Skye again? And being here I am for a sequel. Yeah. Yeah, what was it like for you as being Skye?
I also felt like I had to dance on this dance, but I was on this fine line because in the first film, Skye, of course, we know she is an anime character, right? She comes to life, she's in this new world and she's experiencing everything for the first time. Her taste, her smell, all of her senses are, she's just experiencing the world for the first time and being alive.
Yeah.
And now at this point, she's been alive for a while. So I still wanted to keep the essence of Skye. So I wanted to keep some of her anime mannerisms that I had in the first film. I didn't want to lose those. But she's also becoming a little bit more human. So I don't think those things are as heightened as when she first popped out of the anime world. So for me, I was dancing on that fine line and I was like, okay, so she still has to have some of her mannerisms from the anime world, but she is human.
Right.
And so for that, I would say it was a bit of a challenge. I think it is a challenge. This is my first time like reprising a role, which was a ton of fun. And it was definitely a learning experience.
There's some scenes in this movie where it goes, like, Skye's emotions and, like, what she goes through is so big. And there's so much that she goes through in this film. And to see, like, how you stepped into that and, like, you were Skye, but you were so fully human. Yeah. And, like, experiencing it so, like intensely. But also having the charm of being Skye Hoshi.
Yes, keeping that same charm. Yeah. I love that you brought that up, too. Because I still wanted to remain grounded and not just imitate the first film. Right. Not just, imitating things I did in the first film. So there was also that. So keeping her charm without it just being, I'm playing me in the first film, if that makes sense. But I wanted it to still keep it really grounded. But it was that, like, fine line.
Yeah. No, there's definitely, like, the Skye Hoshi charm, you know, like, there's...
you can't lose that.
You can't lose it, you know, because, like, she definitely is fully human at this point in the film, and she's been in this world for a year, and she's, like, had this beautiful relationship with Adam that's, like, growing, and they're super cute, you know, and so to start there, and then, you know, continue the story and see, like, everything that Skye goes through. It was just very cool for me to see how you stepped into Skye and, like, brought new humanity to her, but also didn't lose the thing we love about her. You know what I mean? So that was, you know, that's hard to do, but
it is.
Hats off. Good job.
Oh, thanks.
Nailed it. In a very, very small way, me reprising my role of Justin.
Justin, how was that for you? Because of course, like, you are the writer, you're the director, you're everything, right? But then you also have to jump in front of the camera as Justin. So was that more challenging the second film? Do you feel having that experience already? Did it make it easier? How was that for you, reprising that role?
Yeah, Justin is such a hard character to play. He's a really easy character to play. Let me say that, because, like, I found him, and so, like, really quickly I can step into Justin. You know, so he's very easy to play for me now. But I find myself getting excited about being Justin, that sometimes I don't want to overdo the Justin. Right. You know what I mean? Where he's, like, just, like, making crazy faces to the point where you're like, you're just not a person anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And so, like,
you have to keep it believable.
You have to keep him real. And so, but the funny thing about Justin is that, like, he is just this kind of, like, wacky, you know, strange guy. Yes. And so, like, he just has weird reactions to things. And so I would always do, like, 3 versions of Justin when I would do the scenes, because I was like, okay, like, I very much know who Justin is, but when I'm playing this in the edit, is Justin going to come across like just like a psycho? Like, okay, like, this guy, but like whoa, what happened to Justin? It's like, he's just crazy. But also I don't want to underplay him to the point where, like, he's just, like, mellow and you're like, oh, that's not funny, right? Or like, just, like, blah, you know, like, so, like, there's some nuances to that. And so what I tried to do is give myself options in the edit. So I would be like, when I was on camera, Stephanie would be kind of, like, helping me a bit. She'd be like, okay, do one that's, you know, a little less Justin on this one. Okay, now do one, like, push it really hard and go, like, full-blown Justin, you know, like, go full Justin on this one. Go full Justin. So, like, so I had, like, different options to play with in the edit, because Justin's character is very much, like, at times you need him to make a wild face. And then at other times you need him just to be, like, quiet and say nothing and just give you, like, one little tiny look or one small word. One little look that says, you know? It all. So, so that was a hard thing for me, was, like, being Justin was really fun to step back into him. And I feel like I know him so well now, because I was kind of still figuring him out on the first film. But now that I very much know him, I have to play different versions of it. Different intensities, which I guess is a little harder to do when you're on screen. I think if I was, like, if there was 2 of me and I was, like, I could see myself doing it, I feel like I would know a little bit more of, like, oh, pull it back or push it up. Right. But I think I'm directing myself later in the edit by giving myself 3 options. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because when we're working together, it's so easy. Like, I'm like, oh, let's go bigger on this, or let's pull it back, or whatever, and we can
Well,
we
you're
can
seeing it
find
from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to direct yourself when you're in it.
When you're literally in it,
Yes.
yeah, you're just like being the character and
Yeah.
experiencing it, and you need like the director to be like
Director to direct.
direct me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's the hardest part. I guess it's just kind of like
and
having,
making those live edits. So that's
Yeah.
why you have to do it later. Yeah, you just like I give myself a ton of options, do the edits later because right now I really can't live edit myself. It's hard.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, that was, it was really fun, but it was,
Well, you did great, Kalani,
Thank
and
you.
they're gonna love Justin.
I kept some of Justin's crazy faces in there, so
crazy
give the
faces.
people what they want.
But still
More
has
Justin.
the charm.
The Justin charm.
The
If
Justin charm.
there's I don't know if there's any charm to Justin.
So yeah.
He's just a weirdo. It's okay. Oh, Justin. He's a good drummer.
He's a great drummer.
He's the best drummer in NYC.
best.
Some would say the sickest drummer in New York City.
Yeah, this film is elevated in so many ways. So there are so many things I love about it. I think there's a lot more. There was a lot of heart in the first scene, but I think the stakes are. If you could believe it, the stakes I think are even higher in the second film, which I really enjoyed diving into the layers of Skye, and because her relationships are deeper in this world too, I really had fun exploring those like dynamics. And I also think, like I said, since the stakes were higher, that was a lot of fun to do. And I also, Kalani knows, one of my favorite parts was also the action.
Yes.
That's my dream. No, but yeah, I've always wanted to do, these like action films and, like that, like what I call like the femme fatale type of roles, like Angelina Jolie, Tomb Raider. If you know, you know.
Oh, I love Tomb Raider.
Love it.
I grew up like me and my sister would watch Tomb Raider like nonstop growing up. I love that film. Anyway.
So I just think that is like I always wanted to be in that sort of film and get like down and dirty and get in the nitty gritty and doing all these fun action films. So I had the opportunity to do some of my own stunts, and that was a ton of fun. I had so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was some of my favorite.
That was some of my favorite too. And like when she says she did some of her own stunts, she did like a ton of her own stuff. Like so much fighting, so much falling, so much running, all in those crazy heels.
Oh
by the
my god!
way.
Those
the Hoshi heels.
What are those? 4 or 5 inches?
I don't know.
I don't know. They're tall.
They're
those
wild.
Hoshi heels.
The Hoshi heels, they're crazy.
Yeah. But it was so much fun, and thank you, Kalani. And he gave me the opportunity to tackle my own stunts, and he trusted me, and I really do appreciate that. But I also do have to shout out Minami, who is my stunt double, and thank you, Minami. She really elevated Skye. You'll see some moves, and you'll know. You'll know. There are some crazy moves in this film, and the fighting alone is just, it's impeccable. We had parkour artists come onto set and share their artistry with us, and they did an incredible job. We have professional stunt actors that came, that played also some of the Syndicate members within the film. So there were so many favorite parts I had, but that was definitely a highlight, getting to work with these artists. And I've always expressed to Kalani, I've always had a passion for I had a passion for stunts, and I am generally a pretty athletic and physical person, so I was happy to be able to like flex that like athleticism muscle.
This movie goes hard. Like, it's so funny because the first movie, there's like basically no fighting. Like, there's pretty much no fighting.
Like a laser here and there.
We got some lasers. Yeah. We got like a little bit of rough and tumble, in the bar. We got a little rough and tumble moment. But like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful story of emotion and inner workings of Skye and who she is and her experience of life. That's the first movie. Second movie is action. It's crazy.
A lot of action, but still a lot of heart.
A ton of heart.
Make sure to keep the heart at the center.
Yes. That's Skye Hoshi 101.
Yeah.
Lots of heart.
Lots of heart.
Lots of laughs. and now lots of fighting.
Yes.
Literally. But that was so fun to like do all those fighting scenes. I feel like I'd send you dailies, and I'd be like Hoshi Wick.
Hoshi Wick. That is
like,
the hashtag for the film. Hoshi Wick.
Yeah. I was like, this looks like John Wick right now. Like
it really was. It's
like,
giving John Wick.
It really is. You're like holding your like laser gun in like this epic pose, and like there's like in this crazy warehouse, and you just like shot like 30 people and like did these like crazy flips. I was like, what's happening?
So good.
Yeah.
How was it for you though, filming? Because the first film, I think, was a little bit more dialogue heavy. There's still, of course, a lot of dialogue in the second film, but there is a lot more action in this film. So how was that for you as a director and operating camera? How was that? How is that different? And also, what did you enjoy about it?
Yeah. Well, I absolutely love action. Like it's some of my favorite things to film. Action, weirdly, like when you look at the script, it's like they fight. The gun flies away. It's like 2 lines.
Yeah.
She picks it up. You know, it's like very small, and it's like, but then you're like, okay, cool. And then when you film it, it's like an entire day, sometimes 2 entire days for that sentence.
Yes.
They fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like when we were filming, I had to like buffer the schedule, being like, okay, like a normal filming day is like we'll get through this many pages of dialogue or this many scenes or whatever. But when it's a fight scene, it's like 2 days, you know? So like that was like really fun for me to just be like, okay, I have 2 days to like make a kick-ass fight. And so it was for everybody, very physically demanding. Like I was like sweating in that. We were all sweating in that warehouse. It was really hot for some reason. Like we were filming.
I loved it.
Okay, Olivia loved it.
I mean, look at my outfit. This is why I loved it. Okay, I didn't have much covering.
Olivia had a great time, but all the rest of us were in this warehouse, and for whatever reason, the boiler was on like way too hot.
Thank you.
And so it was like starting out like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why is it 80 degrees in here? It's literally winter. But we were filming fight scenes. And so I'm like lugging this heavy, huge camera in these crazy positions. I'm like going crazy with the camera, and so it's like I'm another piece of the choreography with the camera, right? So it, like that's really fun, but it's like physically so demanding on everybody, and then on top of that it's like really hot, which apparently was great for Olivia. But
I mean, it's great when you're wearing little amount of clothing.
It was just so fun working with so many talented stunt people, and like the amount of like crazy stuff we were able to do, like Cody was like flying through tables, doing crazy flips. Minami was doing like all these really cool moves.
Yeah, she was jumping. I don't know the name of it, but she was flinging around their necks, their backs, and then flipping them, and
it was cool.
It was insane.
It was cool.
It was insane. But you'll see in the second film.
See. Oh, and then Bradley was really like, she became one of the iconic Syndicate members. So
she's an icon.
It was really cool. Speaking of which, the Syndicate, we haven't even talked about the Syndicate.
Oh.
So you know how in Skye Hoshi 1, we talk about the Syndicate.
Yes.
But we don't ever meet the Syndicate. But Skye Hoshi 2, there is very much the Syndicate.
There's a lot of Syndicate. You meet the Syndicate members. You get to dive into more about where Skye has come from, and you see a lot of things.
You see a lot of things.
See, I don't want to give anything away. That's why I'm
like,
dancing
you see
around.
A lot of things.
You see a lot of things in the second film.
That's so
no,
funny.
but you definitely see a lot of like Skye's origin, and now you're gonna find out who the Syndicate is and the agency and why she doesn't like them and so on and so forth. So how was the casting process for the second film? Because now not only did you have to cast these new main lead characters, we see in the first 5 minutes of the film, we see some Skye Hoshi cosplayers who play a very important part later on in the film.
Right.
And then we see, we have a ton of stunt people, but not only just stunt people, we have stunt actors. How was that for you? How was the casting process? Was it different?
It was very different because I feel like I already had a world built, and I already had like, I had very specific parameters on like how to fill like specific places. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, for example, like the Syndicate, like we had to find people who could fight.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So the casting call wasn't like, we need, Syndicate members or, whatever. It's like, can you do a flip?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Can you do cool moves?
It's like, what do you have in your bag of tricks?
Literally, like, I was like, okay, so casting was like really specific. Even for doing, finding somebody to play Chrissy, right? She had to be like believably a Skye Hoshi cosplayer who the Syndicate could potentially like
mistake
for Skye. Yeah. So like we had to find somebody who might be able to like, portray another Skye Hoshi, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And so all the way down to finding people like who can play instruments, because we have more Battle of the Bands.
Right.
So there was a lot of like specific parameters for this movie. Because Skye Hoshi 1 was already so like prominent with all of the casting and everything and all the world that we've built. Now it's like going into Skye Hoshi 2 is like interesting to try to like find that. There was always like, can you act and play drums? You know what I mean? Can you?
Yes.
We need actors who also can do flips. So that was kind of like an interesting.
A lot more special skills.
Yeah, a lot of special skill related for this film. Yeah. Which was really fun. We met some really cool people doing that, but it was very different from the first film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were very new to the world of fandom when we started Skye Hoshi 1 in the very beginning. Since then, you've traveled the whole wide world with me, and we've been to convention after convention. We've seen so many movies. We've seen so much stuff. We've like become so like a big part of that world now.
Yeah, you educated me a lot on the anime world.
Yeah. So what is it like for you now, like being a part of that world? Like, is it all different, like stepping into Skye Hoshi 2, kind of knowing what all this stuff is now versus
it's
like...
It's so much fun. I remember when I first stepped in to the role, and for most of you already heard about it, how I came into this world, and I knew little to nothing. And, but I was accepted, I think, with open arms when I went to these conventions. And also, Kalani very much educated me behind the scenes. We watched a little bit, Chainsaw Man.
Classic.
And then we watched another one.
Spy Family.
Also, going into these conventions has been such a blast too. I've been learning just by being at these shows, right?
Yeah.
That they're called
shows.
See?
Well, we learned.
I'm picking up shows, and they're not called costumes. It's cosplay. Picking up on what I'm saying? Yeah, see, so I really do think I have learned a lot by doing it organically, just by being at these conventions, talking to people. I'm learning a lot.
We made something that we absolutely love,
and
we stayed true to ourselves, and we were like, let's put this out into the world. But you never know how people are going to react.
Of course, like how are they going to receive?
Yeah, how are they going to receive? Yeah. But, and so when we stepped out and did Skye Hoshi 1, it was like so exciting when we had so much like fanfare and excitement about the movie.
That they were just as excited as we were to share it.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's kind of the fun now, is like I feel like we're very much involved in like the fandom community. And so that like doing Skye Hoshi 2, it's like we're back,
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that to come back to these conventions.
And hopefully see some familiar faces too.
Yeah. And we have people in the Discord and Instagram like messaging us all the time being like, are you coming back to Chicago? Or like, are you coming back to Miami or Virginia Beach or wherever?
Miami.
What? Whoops. Yeah. No. My bad. But you know what I mean? They're always like Virginia Beach or wherever, you know. And so it's fun to bring it back to those people, you know. So being in the conventions and watching it so many times with people. Yeah. Like I've watched it with like thousands of people at this point. Yeah. And to see how people react to certain things. And to like, and so for me, I was really excited to be like, okay, let's give all those people who enjoyed it like more of that. And so really, to me, that's who the audience is, and like that's who I'm making the story for. And so I think that this movie also works for anybody who likes like action or sci-fi. Like this movie is very much like an action film. I think this is the most action films that I've made so far. And so I've done some action scenes in different movies and stuff, but this is like I would you could put this movie in the action category if you wanted to.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still like that you kept a lot of the humor.
Yeah.
And there's some lightness to it.
Right.
So there's like one moment, Skye's kicking ass. Next moment, she is fangirling. And in the other moment, she's having a heart-to-heart with Adam.
Yeah.
So I think there is a little bit for everybody in this film, truly.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we say? She's beauty. Skye's beauty. Skye's grace. She'll
But
zap
she'll
you in the face. That's the whole movie right there.
That's the tagline.
That's the tagline.
I got spoiled.
I know, God.
We call him the dailies fairy because every day when we wrap, I know when I wake up, I'm going to wake up to a nice little present.
Yeah.
And they're dailies.
They're the dailies.
Yeah.
So I became...
Spoiled, because I know that's not common. So thank you, Kalani, for spoiling us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a reputation now as the dailies fairy, so...
So when he doesn't show up.
Whoa.
Yeah, whoa. I created a monster.
Yeah, I've created a monster.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is like the most we've filmed on a project.
Mm-hmm.
What are some fun stories from set? Like, I feel like it's been so much. We've done so much.
It's been a lot. Holy moly. Some fun stories. I think, like, again, it's like my favorite moments were the stunts. Those were so much fun.
Those were cool.
It's so cool. I love being the aggressor. I really do love, like, starting the fight or finishing the fight.
Oh, hey.
But I kind of like
getting beat up. Oh my God.
No, but it was fun to also learn how to take the hits too.
Yeah.
Because I think it's like a little bit easier to throw and like beat someone up, but then also learning how to take the punches.
Right.
And there's a part where like Skye gets like dragged across the floor, and it's like that was so much fun.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm enjoying this. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of. That was so much fun.
Yeah, there's
Those
literally
are some of my favorite moments.
There's literally a scene where a Syndicate member does a backflip and kicks you in the face.
And
you get backflip kicked to the face, and then you hit the ground, and then he drags you across the floor by your hair.
It's crazy.
It's an insane scene. Skye gets beat up in that scene, and I
was having a blast.
And I was like, are you okay? Because obviously you're acting and it looks so convincing, so I make sure everybody's okay at the end of the take. And then you're like, I'm having so much fun.
I was
I'm
like, let's do it again.
I'm like, this looks terrible, but okay. Like,
I was just having...
This looks unenjoyable.
No, it's because I worked with also those stunt doubles and the parkour artists are very professional, so I always felt really safe with everybody on set. I felt like everybody was really cautious and really caring, and we always checked in with one another, so that's why it was enjoyable.
Right.
Because I never felt like my life was actually in danger. I was just having a blast.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, just having fun. Felt like a kid in a playground.
Yeah. That's so cool. It was interesting because we filmed like 90% of this movie in Jamaica, Queens.
That was literally going to be my next question. Like, should we tell them how many,
Yeah.
I was like,
not?
There's so many set changes. You're going to see in the film. This film takes place in many different places. However, most of it was filmed in one place for a month in Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah.
Little do you know that a lot of the scenes in the film, you're going to see all these different locations. This film, which is a little bit more different than the first film, right?
Yeah.
The first film was primarily, if you've seen it, filmed in Adam's apartment, and of course a few other locations, but it was mostly in Adam's apartment.
Right.
And this film, you're going to see so many different places that we filmed. However, it was all filmed in Jamaica, Queens, in a warehouse. And shout out to Kalani, Stephanie, Eva, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam. Who else?
It's pretty much.
That's it.
Yeah. It was a small team.
There you go. And they created these beautiful locations, and you wouldn't know that this was one location, but the way they set dressed was out of this world. That, it absolutely blew my mind that we created almost an entire film in one setting. And of course, there are some places, in all fairness, where they did travel to film, and we went to another location. But all in all, most of it is
Jamaica, Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like crazy. It was like this random warehouse that we were able to get for a month. And so we were like, here we go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. And then it also doubled as the Syndicate warehouse. So that was cool.
Yeah, how cool is that? Like a set, like you made sets within a set. So not only did they create all these like all these locations within our location, he was really able to utilize the warehouse and had such cool spaces and that elevator.
The elevator was dope.
The elevator's so dope. Just there was so much space within the warehouse that he was able to just so you were able to create this whole world. Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah,
we had fun. We had fun in Queens.
We had a lot
We
of fun.
had the same lunch every day because apparently there's only one restaurant in all of Jamaica.
But
when we were, at least where we were.
But shout out to Crafties because they pulled through. Shout out to Steph.
Yeah, thanks,
because even though there was very little to work with, they made sure we were fed and they made sure that they got us the best food that was available.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm taking a break.
Yeah,
I'm taking a break from the teriyaki chicken with rice. I had teriyaki chicken.
I love teriyaki chicken because just the other day I was on Uber Eats and it was chicken and shrimp over rice with the vegetables.
I'm like, you had that every day.
We had a few times. Yeah, we had quite a few times when we were filming, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. And it was buy one get one free. So I had teriyaki chicken and shrimp today and yesterday, and I'm like, damn, this is good. I guess I just
oh my god,
doesn't get old to me.
That's funny. Yeah. I'm taking it's in the penalty box for me
it's in the penalty box
for
Kalani.
like 6 months.
He's scarred.
I'm scarred. I ate the same lunch and dinner every day for weeks.
Oh, Ziva.
Apparently.
I'm kidding.
That's so good.
I'm kidding.
So yeah. I like me some teriyaki chicken, not throwing shade.
Kalani needs a variety.
But I need a little bit more than that, let me say. But the price we pay to make movies. We ate the same lunch.
And a great one at that.
Yes. Liv, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Well, where can people watch Skye Hoshi 1 if they want to see it?
Well, if you want to watch Skye Hoshi 1, you could go to skyehoshi.com, check out Pure Magic Pictures, and you can also find all of their films, including Skye Hoshi 1.
That's true. And if you're looking forward to Skye Hoshi 2, look no further because it's coming so very soon to a convention near you or to puremagicpictures.com. So stay tuned for that. Liv, thanks for joining us today.
Course.
And if we want to follow your journey, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me at Olivia Roldan. You can follow my acting journey there. I also do post a lot about Skye Hoshi 2, of course. And make sure, again, to follow Pure Magic Pictures. They'll be posting all of the updates when it comes to conventions and when it comes to the premiere of Skye Hoshi 2.
That's right. Well, we'll see you at the next convention.
See you soon. Bye.